Here's our Atemoya. This particular Atemoya was planted about maybe two years ago. It was just a little piece of stake that's no taller than 3 feet high, and well, as you can see, it's gotten pretty tall. It actually started flowering, and we were able to hand pollinate and produce some fruit. Here's one, and here's the main one. Look at that. So Atemoya is a cross between Cherimoya, which is this guy right here. That is a Cherimoya, grow from seedling. And cross between Cherimoya and sugar apple, which is this guy right here. This is a giant sugar apple. This one's also doing really, really well. So you mix this and that, and you get this. Here's another Atemoya. This one was doing really well, but then we built this pergola here, and during the process, one of the beams actually dropped and nearly snapped this guy in half, but it bounced back. In fact, if you look at it, it's actually still flowering. Here's the flowers. We were able to hand pollinate this one too. This is what it looks like, the flower. And we think it might be giving us a fruit soon. Here's what the baby fruit looks like. Trying to focus there. But anyway, more baby flowers. The thing with the Atemoyas and just the Nonas in general is the fact that the woods are pretty soft. It's very flexible. They're not very strong. It's not hardwood. It's just very soft. So they do need a lot of support, which is nice, because then you could shape it to any way you want. And in a yard like the one we've got here, where the plants are just, the trees are just planted maybe 2 feet apart, you kind of need all the space that you can get. So again, the Atemoyas, Cherimoyas, very easy to grow, very easy to propagate. In fact, here is a forest of Cherimoyas that we simply ate, throw the seeds in here, and started growing. This particular set right here is probably no older than 4 months. And there's more. Going from seed, ate the seed, threw on the ground, started growing. And more. This one was also grown from, actually there's 2 or 3 of them down here. These will all grow from seed. This one survived the winter, and it's doing pretty nicely. It's about maybe 3 feet tall right now. And there's more. All Cherimoyas grown from seed, ate it, tossed it in the ground, and this is what happens. And I should mention, this is just a backyard. I'm gonna take you to the front yard, which there's more. So here's the ultimate of the Atemoya families. This is the almighty Soursop. We have it in a container just because it's ultra sensitive in terms of cold. As you can see, it's pretty tall. It's gotten actually a good 4 or 5 feet just this year. It hasn't fruited yet, but we're hoping that it's gonna fruit next year. I'm likely going to be topping it off just so we could transport it into the garage during the cold season. But these fruits are very expensive. We actually stopped by the San Jose flea market and managed to get one. I remember paying about $60 for that piece of fruit, but it was well worth it. So here are the 2 Cherimoyas that we have in the front. That's kind of situated right in the alleyway. These 2 were producing flowers, but there's no fruits yet on these. And I think it's maybe because of the lack of sunlight. They're just situated right in the alleyway. It gets maybe about 5-ish hours of sunlight, which is close to the bare minimum. It's surviving, it's grown a lot. And did I tell you how easy it is to propagate Cherimoya? Look at that. Grown some seed. We just ate it, we tossed it here and started growing. That's a baby one. And here's some more Cherimoyas. And another one. This Cherimoya and that Cherimoya, they were planted about a year and a half ago. Same size, and yet this one is significantly bigger than its brother right there. Both of these are planted right in full sun. It's doing really well. In fact, this one right here started flowering. Well, let's see, they were flowering. But anyway, I suspect it maybe, oh, here they are. I suspect both of these are probably going to give us some fruit next year. Cherimoyas, because we're in the Central Valley, you've got to hand pollinate. The beetles that are native to where the Cherimoyas and Atemoyas in India, the Anonas, they live, they're just not present in the valley. So you've got to hand pollinate. Let me get back here. Here's one. Once this guy opens up, becomes a male. Find another flower that eventually becomes a female. And then you just pollinate them. Yeah, again, these 2 are just not in the best spot, but they are at least protected from the frost and the cold, which in the valley we do get down to, like I said, last year we got down to 20 degrees.